proceed na kita sa next slide. So, what happened to the money from tariffs? So, the law created the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund or the RCEF. This fund gets 10 billion annually, 10 pesos billion annually from the collected tariffs. The money is used to support farmers in these four ways. So, the RECF kuno is nagakabaton sang 10 billion pesos yearly halin sa collected tariff. So the money is used to support farmers in these four ways. So what are these four ways? So next slide. So the first one is for seeds. So high quality seeds and yielding inbred rice seeds is ginahatag sa aton mga farmers in order for them to produce more high quality rice. So next one, machinery and equipment. So the modern farm tools help increase productivity. So if ever may ara ang mga farmers sa modern machineries and equipments, they can reduce ma-reduce nila ang ilang kapoy kay ang machine na kag ang equipment ang ga-operate sila ubra, and also makasave sila sang time, and also mas mapadamo ang ila ubra kay machine na ang ga-operate. So the third one is the training and extension services. So farmers also need sang education, and kinanglan nila matudloan kung paano mag-operate sang mga machines, modern equipments, and also some modern techniques sa aton farms. So, and the last one is to access to credit. So, ang aton government is gapautang man sa aton nga mga farmers in order for them to makaproduce sila sang products, and ang ila na pautang is low interest, sa pwede sila kautang sa land bank or sa DBP. So, mas sunod naman kita. So, this law has positive effects. So, what are those positive effects? So, the first one is the lower rice prices. So, the more imports mean more supply, and that helps stabilize prices. So, kung madamo kita supply sang rice, mas monubo ang presyo sang bugas. Kay kung mataas naman ang price, it means gamay lang ang supply sa aton rice. So the second one, the more rice available, the less risk of shortage. So kung madamo kita supply sang gamay lang ang risk sa aton shortage or kakulangan sa aton nga supply sang bugas. So the third one is this can support for farmers through RECF or Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund. So the farmers can become more productive. So amo na gani ang hambal ko kagina. So ang RCEF is gabulig nga mag-support sa aton farmers in order for them to become more productive, kay pautang sila, gahatag sila sang mga high quality seeds sa aton farmers, tapos tawag diri na gapahatag man sila sang educational nga mga tawag di ga-educate man sila sa aton mga farmers on how to operate those machineries and equipments, and gahatag man sila ideas paano ini i-apply sa field and ila farm. So what kung mayara kita nga positive, mayara man negative ang ini nga law. So the first one is local farmers are struggling. So nga man struggle sila. So imported rice is cheaper. So traders buy less local rice. So hambal dire mas barato kuno ang imported rice kaysa sa local rice, kay tawag di ang government is ginapa cheaper pagid ang price sang imported rice. So that's why ang mga consumers is na-attract sa presyo sang imported kaysa sa local. So that's why gamay lang ang kita sang aton farmer. So the second one is low farm gate prices. Palayan has prices drop and the farmer earned less. So amo na gani hambal ko kagina, ang ganubo ang prices sang palay, kay ang ga-compete sila sa imported rice, kay mas manubo ang presyo sang asang imported rice. That's why ginapanubuan man nilang ilang price. So amo na daga kagamay ang ilang kita. So next, not all farmers benefit equally. So totoo na some small farmers don't get access to RCEF. So um, we all know naman nga some farmers is wala kakayahan, malayo ila lugar, and also ang iban wala gid nakapagtapos and di nila maintindihan kung paano ang mga ginaobra sa RECF. That's why hindi sila maka-access equally, hindi sila maka-benefit. So, ang mga may kaya lang or may mga kakayahan ang nakaka-access sa RECF. So, the last one is dependence on imports. So this can affect food security of other countries and stop exporting rice. So hambal dire, um, gadependa lang kita always sa import rice kay mas barato. So this can affect the product of the other countries, and this uh, may stop them to export sang ila product sa aton kay gadependa lang kita always sa ila. So the next one is we have the penalties and the legal provision of rice tariffication law. So although the main focus of the Republic Act number 11203 is on liberalizing rice trade and trading the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, or the RECF, it also includes the enforcement provisions. So we have here the section 5, the sanitary and the phytosanitary import clearance, or the SPSIC. So the provision of this is to anyone importing rice must first secure sanitary and phytosanitary import clearance, or the SPISC, from the Bureau of Plant Industry, or the BPI. So pag hindi ka nagsunod or ginlabag mo ini, we have the penalty of this act. So, importing rice without the clearance is a violation. So, kung wala ka kuno clearance, it is a violation and the rice may be confiscated. So, pang confiscate nila ang imong nga goods or products, or it could be rejected at the border under the existing laws. So number 3, implementing rules and regulation, or the IRR provision. Violators of the Rice Tariffication Law, or its IRR, may be sanctioned under the existing customs, trades, and agriculture laws. So these are the penalties include, we have here the fines, supervision or revocation of import permits, confiscation of goods, civil or criminal liability depending on the offense. So we also have here the relevant agencies for enforcement. So the first one is the Bureau of Customs, or the BOC. The second one is the Bureau of Plant Industry, or the BPI, and the last one is the Department of Agriculture, or the DA. So we have here also the related laws nga maka-provide sang penalties if you ever naglabag ka diri sa sininga law. So first one is the Food Safety Act, or the RA 10611. The second one is the Consumer Act of the Philippines, or the RA 7394. And these laws allow for additional penalties such as imprisonment or permanent disqualification of import activities in extreme cases of fraud, public health threats. So some people support the law because it helps consumer and pushes for long-term modernization of farming. So farmer groups including KMP and the other cooperatives continue to demand better price protection and faster aid. So recent updates in 2024 and 2025, the government reviewed the effects of law. There are suggestions to amend it to increase the protection for local farmers during the harvest season, such as temporary import restrictions. So, sa conclusion, the rice tariffication law has both benefits and challenges. So, it improves access to rice and lowers the prices, but also puts pressure on the Filipino farmers. It is important that the government continues to monitor, adjust policies, and support local farmers so the law benefits both consumers and producers. So that's all for my report. Thank you.